Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 10, verse number 4. Gurvarte tyakta rajyo vyacharad Anuvanam padma padbhyam priyayaha Pani sparshakshamabhyam rijita patha Rujoyo harindranujabhyam Vairupya shurpanakhaya priya viraha Rusharopita bhruvijrimbha Trastabdhir baddhasetu khaladava Dahana kosalendrovatannaha. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. To keep the promise of his father intact, Lord Ramachandra immediately gave up the position of king and, accompanied by his wife, Mother Sita, wandered from one forest to another on his lotus feet, which were so delicate that they were unable to bear even the touch of Sita's palms. The Lord was also accompanied by Hanuman, or by another monkey, Sugriva, king of monkeys, Hanuman, the king of monkeys, and by his own younger brother, Lord Lakshmana, both of whom gave him relief from the fatigue of wandering in the forest. Having cut off the nose and ears of Shurpanakha, thus disfiguring her, the Lord was separated from Mother Sita. He therefore became angry, moving his eyebrows and thus frightening the ocean, who then allowed the Lord to construct a bridge to cross the ocean. Subsequently, the Lord entered the kingdom of Ravana to kill him, like a fire devouring a forest. May that Supreme Lord, Ramachandra, give us all protection. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. So this verse didn't have purport, so I'll read a small passage from Srila Prabhupada's lecture that he gave on Ramachandra's appearance day in 1969 in Hawaii. That day was March 27th. So Prabhupada lectured. So Ramachandra's life, God's activities, pastimes, if we hear, that means we are associating with Ramachandra. There is no difference between his form, his name, his pastimes, and Ramachandra himself. He is absolute. Therefore, either you chant the holy name of Rama, or you see the deity statue of Rama, or you talk of Rama's pastimes, transcendental pastimes, everything that you mean, everything that means you are associating with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we take advantage of these days when the incarnation of God appears and disappears, and we try to associate with Him. By His association, we become purified. Our process is purification. Krishna consciousness means simply we are purifying our consciousness. So, the entire pastimes of Lord Ramachandra are in the book called Ramayana, Valmiki's Ramayana. And in the Srimad Bhagavatam also, Lord Ramachandra's pastimes are summarized in the 9th canto, 10th and 11th chapters. And this verse is from the 10th chapter. It's known as I was saying, the Ekashloki Ramayana, where you see practically all the pastimes are mentioned in this one verse. So the translation begins with, to keep the promise of his father intact, Lord Ramachandra immediately gave up the position of king and, accompanied by his wife Mother Sita, went to the forest. So this is how it began. And we see a very unique quality, a transcendental unique quality of the Supreme Lord in Ramachandra. God is known to be God by 6 specific qualities. Aishwaryasya, Samagrasya, Viryasya. Aishwaryasya, lot of wealth, lot of opulence. That is God. And Samagrasya means, like, we may have little wealth, little opulence, and we consider ourselves to be very rich, but we don't possess all the wealth of the world. God is Aishwaryasya, Samagrasya. He possesses, the entire universe belongs to him. So everything in full, all qualities in full, is what is defined as God. So Aishwaryasya, opulence. Viryasya, he is very brave, very strong. Aishwaryasya, Samagrasya, Viryasya, Yashasa. And God is very famous. Krishna is so famous. Lord Ramachandra is so famous. Their fame cannot supersede any. They are the most famous personalities. Yashasa, Shriya. And Lord is very, very beautiful, exquisitely beautiful. Jnana, the 5th is, he is full of knowledge. The Bhagavad Gita, the Ramayana, books of knowledge. No knowledge can excel the knowledge of Lord. Krishna says in the Gita, Vedanta Krit Vedavit Chaham. I am the end of knowledge. These are the 5. And then the last one is something very unique. Jnana Vairagya. Vairagya means there is renunciation also in God. It's very difficult for us to have this renunciation in spite of possessing all wealth, all power, all beauty, all fame. And then if you're told, you renounce everything. We cannot do that. But God, although he possesses everything, he is not attached to them. For him, duty is more important, and he's ready to renounce it. So here, the pastime begins with, to keep the promise of his father intact, Lord Ramachandra immediately gave up everything. Lord Ramachandra did not say that, Father, tomorrow is my coronation. I'm supposed to be the king. Look at the whole Ayodhya city. They're celebrating. They're singing my glories, our glories. And now you've taken this decision. This is such a wrong decision. You've come under the dictation of your wife. And please, no. My father's order, I must perform. And he readily renounced. Feelingly, he renounced. So this is Lord Ramachandra, something very special, something very unique. And all these qualities we should also try to imbibe to whatever extent, because we are all part and parcels of God. So renunciation of the material opulence, of course, Lord's opulence are all transcendental. But whatever we have also, if you are able to practice this tapasya or renunciation, is a very, very important qualification for advancing in spiritual life, for advancing in Krishna consciousness. And this is the first lesson that we learn from this pastime of Lord Ramachandra. So there are many pastimes here. We'll cover a few of them. We can't cover all of them. So here, Priya Viraha is another pastime that is mentioned here. Priya Viraha means his separation from Mother Sita. So in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is a very beautiful description of this Priya Viraha, which happened between Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his dear devotee, Ramadasa Vipra. Who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? He is incarnation of Krishna and Rama. If you go to Jagannath temple, there is one Shadbhuja Gauranga. And if you go to Mayapur also, you can see in the Chaitanya Mat, they have a statue. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave his special darshan of Shadbhuja Gaurangas, means Gauranga with 6 arms, to his dear devotees, very confidential devotees, Ramananda Raya and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. And the Shadbhuja means the 6 arms, 2 arms carrying the flute, indicating he is Krishna, 2 arms carrying the bow and the arrow, which is indicating he is Ramachandra also. And 2 arms carrying Danda and Kamandalu, which is in the sannyasa form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, carrying Danda and Kamandalu. So, that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is none other than the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Ramachandra. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was in the South Indian tour, we know, after 24 years, he came to Jagannath Puri, and during those last 24 years, in the first half of the last 24 years, he went for a South Indian trip. So while he was on the South Indian trip, in one place called Madurai, he was journeying. There he happened to meet one Brahmana. And that Brahmana's name was Ramadasa Vipra. He was a staunch devotee of Lord Ramachandra, very nice scholar, and more than that, very devoted feelingly to Lord Ramachandra. He was free from all material desires. So, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was coming, this Brahmana came to know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was coming, and he invited Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to his house for lunch, for bhiksha. Mahaprabhu would travel, that was the custom, that Brahmanas, sannyasis would travel and they would take bhiksha, alms, lunch in some Brahmana's place. So Ramadasa Vipra was a Brahmana, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was invited and he told him, please have lunch here today with me. So Mahaprabhu went to the river nearby to finish his noontime duties, and after he finished his bath, he was supposed to come back and have the lunch. So Mahaprabhu took his bath and came back to this place of Ramadasa Vipra, and he saw that the lunch was not ready. So he asked Ramadas Vipra, Ramadas, what happened? I am ready for lunch. It's already past noon, and it appears that you have not even started cooking. So Ramadas Vipra, he was in a different mood. He was in that mood of Lord Ramachandra, Sita, Lakshmana in the Vanavas. So Ramadas Vipra said, Mahaprabhu, we are right now in the forest and the ingredients for cooking are not available. And so he was in the mood, absorbed in that mood of the forest. So Mahaprabhu appreciated it actually. So he said, Lakshmana has gone to the forest, and after he brings the fruits, vegetables, and the roots, then the cooking will begin. Mother Sita will personally cook, and then the offerings will happen, and only then we will be able to serve you. He was absorbed in that mood, and he was thinking something. There was some thought that was occupying his mind. Actually, this Ramadas was the incarnation of Hanuman. Prabhupada mentions it in one lecture. So when Mahaprabhu heard like this, he was very happy to know his mode of worship. He's absorbed in the thoughts of, that Lakshmana has gone to collect the roots and fruits, and Sita will do the cooking. The ingredients have not come because in the forest all these things happen. Sometimes it is delayed. So he, was very happy. And then, of course, after a while, Ramdas understood that he has to come out of this, absorption, and he has to cook because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is there. So then hastily he arranged everything, and then he cooked, and then he offered it to Lord Ramachandra, and then he gave it to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, prasadam. So Mahaprabhu had his lunch, and it became quite late. It was about 3 o'clock by the time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had his lunch. So Mahaprabhu had his lunch, and then after he had his lunch, he washed his hands and mouth. Ramadasa Vipra was supposed to take his food. That is a method. First the guest has to be given, sannyasi, and then the Brahmana who cooked it. So Mahaprabhu saw that after feeding Mahaprabhu, he's not eating, and he was just sitting and not eating, and he appeared to be very worried and very concerned and little sad and morose. So Mahaprabhu asks him, Ramdas, what happened? Why are you fasting? Why don't you have your food? And he was just keeping quiet. And then Mahaprabhu again asked him, and then he said, Mahaprabhu, there is one thought bothering me like anything. And because of that, I want to give up my life. I want to give up my life by either entering into fire or entering inside the ocean, entering into the water. So Mahaprabhu said, what happened? Why are you saying like this? So then Ramadas said, I cannot tolerate, I cannot understand how this demon Ravana touched Mother Sita and took her away. Priya Viraha in today's verse. A demon kidnapping Mother Sita, who's the most chaste lady, the goddess of fortune, the wife of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Ramachandra. I cannot, this is giving me too much pain. How the demon touched him, I cannot tolerate this. And for this, I want to give up my life. See, that was his feeling. So then Mahaprabhu told him, Ramdas, you are Ramadasa Vipra. You're an intelligent person. Why are you thinking like this? You should know what the facts of the matter are. Actually, Mother Sita, as you rightly said, is Supreme Goddess of Fortune. She's a completely transcendental Satchidananda personality. So how can a materialist, a demon like Ravana, kidnap her? A materialist can never even see Mother Sita because she is completely spiritual. We need spiritual eyes to be able to see the spiritual personality of the spiritual Supreme Personality of God. With this material eyes, we cannot see. Premanjana, until the eyes are purified with the love of God, we cannot see. So Ramdas, when Ravana appeared, Mother Sita had actually, because he could not see Mother Sita, forget about touching, Mother Sita actually disappeared in that original form and she presented to Ravana an illusory form. And thus Ravana was cheated. And it was only this illusory form, an imaginary form of Mother Sita, that Ravana took away. But Mother Sita was not even touched. So you need not worry. Why are you worrying? So like this he said, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because that time he was just like a Brahmana, right? And a sannyasi Brahmana. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells him, believe my words, have faith in my words, and please break your fast and have your meals. So Ramdas, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, and he's saying have faith, how can he not have faith in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? He had cooked, that day he had not cooked something, because his mind was preoccupied with these thoughts, how Mother Sita has been. So he had cooked a very simple lunch, and then he also took his lunch, and somehow his life was saved. Because he was supposed to give up his life. That was his feeling. And then Mahaprabhu bid him farewell, and then he left. He took his. Then Mahaprabhu traveled further on his pilgrimage, and he went to Rameshwaram. Ramanatha Swami. Rameshwaram is a place where Lord Shiva's deity is there, and his Natha is the supreme, is Lord Ramachandra. That's what's called Rameshwara. The deity whose Ishvara is Lord Ramachandra. So Lord Shiva's Ishvara is Lord Rama. So Mahaprabhu had darshan, and then he had one more darshan of the place called Dhanush Tirtha. Dhanush Tirtha, if you all have been to Rameshwaram, you would have known this Dhanush Tirtha. So Dhanush Tirtha is a place from where Vibhishana, the brother of Ravana, had told Ramachandra to shoot an arrow. That's called Dhanush Tirtha, the holy place from where an arrow was shot, and destroyed the bridge that he had built, the Rama Setu. after the battle was over, after Ravana was killed and he was returning back. So Lord Ramachandra shot an arrow from that place and the bridge was destroyed. That is how the story is. Prabhupada writes in the purport. And it is said that if you visit this place, Dhanush Tirtha, then the cycle of birth and death that we are caught up in will be destroyed. So we must all visit that place once. So Mahaprabhu visited that place and then he spent some time in this Rameshwara temple. And then one day in that temple, some Brahmanas were discussing something from Kurma Purana. And the specific pastime that they were discussing was this Priya Viraha or Sita Viraha, how Sita got separated from Lord Ramachandra. And there Mahaprabhu was hearing and all the Brahmanas were describing that when Ravana came to kidnap Mother Sita, at that time Mother Sita took shelter of Agni Deva. And because she took shelter, Agni Deva took Mother Sita, and for some time Mother Sita was with Mother Parvati. And so this is another thing that is mentioned in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, in the Kurma Purana. And so she was completely protected. And so Indra took away Mother Sita and presented an illusory form to Ravana. And Ravana took away that illusory form thinking that it is Sita Devi. And then when the whole pastime, Ravana was killed and Lord Ramachandra was returning with Mother Sita, at that time when Sita underwent the Agni Pariksha, at that time Agni Dev brought original spiritual transcendental Mother Sita back, and when Mother Sita entered into the fire, Agni Deva made that it was an illusory form, made that illusory form disappear and presented the original Mother Sita to Ramachandra. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard this, he was very pleased and happy and satisfied. And he was thinking of Ramadasa Vipra, how Ramadasa Vipra was so morose that Mother Sita has been kidnapped, but actually Mother Sita was not even touched, not even seen by Ravana. What to talk of, kidnapping? And these are the two verses of the Kurma Purana. Sita radhito vahanis chaya sitam ajijana. Chaya, an illusory form of Mother Sita. Chaya sitam ajijanat tam jahara dashagrivaha. Dashagrivaha means Ravana. Dashagriva with 10 heads. Sita vahani puram gata. Pariksha samaye vahanim chaya sita visheshasa vahani sitam samaniya tat purushtad aninayat. Meaning, when he was petitioned, Agni was petitioned by Mother Sita, the fire god brought forth an illusory form of Sita, and Ravana, who had 10 hands, kidnapped the false Sita. The original Sita then went to the abode of the fire god. There are two instances, abode of the fire god, and she was also with Mother Parvati. When Lord Ramachandra tested the body of Sita, it was the false illusory Sita that entered the fire. At that time, the fire god brought the original Sita from his abode and delivered her to Lord Ramachandra. So now Mahaprabhu, when he heard this, he was so happy and pleased. He thought, I must take this evidence to Ramadasa Vipra. So what Mahaprabhu did, he requested the Brahmanas, can you please give me this Kurma Purana, the original text? So that, because Ramadasa Vipra was such a dear devotee of Lord Ramachandra, and Mahaprabhu was not happy seeing him unhappy, although he had told him, have faith in his words, and he believed him, but he wanted to present the scriptural evidence. So now the Brahmanas agreed, but during those days there were no books. And these books, this was written in 500 years back. There were no books, but all the scriptures were written on palm leaves. So Mahaprabhu made an arrangement. The entire Kurma Purana was rewritten into a new set of palm leaves. Those new set of palm leaves were placed in the Rameshwara temple, and the original, Mahaprabhu wanted to show Ramadasa Vipra the original Kurma Purana. He carried the original manuscripts of the Kurma Purana, and he went and delivered it to Ramadasa Vipra. And Ramadasa Vipra, when he saw this, he was so pleased and so moved by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by presenting to him this evidence from the Kurma Purana. He was full of joy, and he started dancing. He started, falling at the feet of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then he said, Mahaprabhu, you have appeared. This was the realization of Ramadasa Vipra, because he was a very staunch devotee of Lord Ramachandra. This was his realization. Because the way things unfolded in front of him, how he was so distressed, and how his whole distress was completely removed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he said, my dear Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you have appeared to me today in the dress of a sannyasi, but I can say for sure that you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Ramachandra. This was his realization. That's why I was mentioning the Shat Bhuja Gauranga. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Lord Ramachandra. And then he cooked a very nice feast for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He said, Mahaprabhu, that day I could not cook a proper feast for you because I was so sad and depressed and morose. Today, please take bhiksha once again in my house, and I want to cook a very nice feast. Please accept that feast and bless me. So Mahaprabhu agreed to it. He cooked a very grand feast, offered it to Mahaprabhu, and this way the whole pastime ended very happily. And then Mahaprabhu proceeded further for his South Indian trip, and Ramadasa Vipra became very attached, more and more attached to Lord Ramachandra. So like this, there are many, many pastimes of Lord Ramachandra. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in the South Indian tour, he visited many temples of Lord Rama. Even when we go South India, the South Indian temples are filled with Lord Rama. Because Lord Ramachandra performed in 14 years of exile, he spent good number of years in the South Indian places. So Mahaprabhu from there went to another place, Dandakaranya. We know that place, where Ramachandra, spent some time in Dandakaranya forest. So there he went, and in the Dandakaranya forest, this is mentioned even in Ramayana, in the Kishkinda section of Ramayana, in the 11th and 12th chapter, there were 7 tall trees. Now you can imagine this Saptatala, it is mentioned in Ramayana in the Kishkinda section. You can imagine how old these trees must have been, that they were there in the Dandakaranya forest when Lord Ramachandra was present. You can imagine? Millions and millions. Treta Yuga means you can imagine how many millions of years. So these 7 tall trees were standing, and they were very old, very tall, and very bulky. Tal trees very bulky because they were that old. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to this place, Saptatala. The place is known as the Saptatala. And then Mahaprabhu saw these 7 tala trees, and then he was, remembering Lord Ramachandra and his pastimes with this, and then Mahaprabhu was feeling, was full of love and devotion, thinking of Lord Rama. So Mahaprabhu went and he embraced one of the tala trees. And the moment he embraced that tal tree disappeared. Everybody was shocked, surprised, what happened, astonished. Then he went to embrace the second tala tree, and that tree also disappeared. And like this he went to all the 7 tal trees, and all the 7 tal trees disappeared. What happened to the 7 tal trees? They disappeared and went where? A tree is also a soul. Jalaja Navalakshani Sthavara Laksha Vimshashi. Sthavara, there are 20 lakh species of plants and vegetation. So each tree is a tree. They were somehow in this tree body, they were somehow, so Mahaprabhu embraced all the 7 palm trees and delivered them, sent them back to the spiritual world, Vaikuntha Loka. And the people who were there, when they saw this wonderful pastime, they all understood. The tree disappearing means where? How can a tree suddenly disappear? That means it has got delivered, it has got liberated. So their conclusion too was that this sannyasi, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is none other than the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Ramachandra, because only the embrace of Lord Ramachandra can deliver anyone and send them back to the spiritual world. So now, like this, many pastimes Mahaprabhu performed. Now you see, a tree got delivered by the embrace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. How can we also get delivered? Of course, we should be serving Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Ramachandra, Lord Krishna Chandra, and then we can get delivered. But if we want to embrace, just like the trees were embraced by the Lord, Mahaprabhu has sent something that we can embrace. And what is that something that Mahaprabhu has brought that we can embrace? The Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. What is the meaning of embracing this mantra? And what is the meaning? What happens when you embrace somebody? So embrace is not just an external act. I may embrace someone, but I'm thinking all kinds of things against him. That is also possible. Sometimes we feign or we just imitate and embrace. I'm not really. So embracing somebody, how Mahaprabhu embraced the 7 tala trees, with love and devotion. So in the same way, if with love and devotion we embrace the holy name, with faith that what is the meaning of embracing the holy name? Means chanting very attentively, hearing the mantra very, very attentively, chanting. There are 3 important things that we must remember. And if we can do these 3 things, then we are actually embracing the holy name, embracing the Supreme Lord. We will be embraced by the Supreme Lord. We cannot embrace, the Lord has to embrace us. We should consider ourselves like that. So, what are the 3 things that we must remember? We must chant a little loudly. We must chant very clearly, distinctly, pronouncing the mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. When you chant loudly and when you chant clearly, and the 3rd thing, most important thing, when you hear attentively, then the mantra goes inside our heart and purifies us. It cleanses our heart. The heart melts with devotion for Lord Hari, and then we will feel ecstasy for the Supreme Lord. It will be like embracing the Supreme Lord. Not sentimentally, but following the rules and regulations by chanting nicely. So this is the faith that we must have in the holy name. Lord Ramachandra, actually, it is said that when there's an example of good governance, good government given, then the example of good government is Ramarajya. Good government means Ramarajya. So Ramarajya means what? Rajya of Ram. Means Ram should be present. So how can Ram be present? Ram is not there now. No. Ram can fully be present if we chant Rama's name. And if we chant, not just chant Rama's name, chant Rama's name properly, offenselessly. And this Rama's name is there in this Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. If we chant offenselessly, Lord Ramachandra will be present. So Prabhupada writes very nicely how we should chant the holy names. And then the Lord is present. He writes in a letter to his disciple, what one should do is chant the holy name of the Lord with faith, with enthusiasm, and firm conviction on the statement of Lord Chaitanya that simply by chanting the Maha Mantra, one can gradually be elevated to the highest platform of spiritual perfection. You see, not only perfection, not material perfection, spiritual perfection. And spiritual perfection includes material perfection. Material perfection is a byproduct of spiritual perfection. So material, of course, we do not chant Lord Rama's name to attain material perfection. That is by the way given and we are least bothered about it. That's a byproduct. So you can achieve spiritual perfection and the highest platform of spiritual perfection if we have this conviction. What is that? With faith that Lord Rama's name, Lord Krishna's name, the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra can deliver me. And with enthusiasm we should chant. Sometimes our enthusiasm wanes away because we are unable to hear. But no, put in your effort. Put in all your effort. Krishna is only seeing how much effort we are putting. If he sees that a devotee is sincere and is trying his best to chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra nicely, trying to hear, he is struggling. Mind is going here and there, but he's trying to bring back the mind into hearing the holy name. If Krishna sees that this disciple is endeavoring, then he will be pleased. Endeavor, eagerly we must endeavor. Endeavor, in the Atma Rama verse, it is explained the meaning of the word Atma Rama, endeavor with endurance. This is how we must be chanting. Two important words. Now, endeavoring means you have to put effort. And how? Endurance. Endurance means it may not come, but you go on enduring. Enduring means it may take some time, but stick on to it. Do not give it up because you know this is the simplest process, the easiest process, and the best process. So this conviction is very important. So a devotee should never ever give up the chanting of the 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. His life may be going through hell. He may be having a turbulent life and mind is crazy. Chanchalam pramathi balavadridam, mind is crazy. But we must know that the medicine is only this Hare Krishna mantra and I must never give it up. With this firm conviction, we must chant. There was one devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His name was Murari Gupta. And he was a very staunch devotee of Lord Ramachandra. Mahaprabhu wanted to show to everybody how great a devotee he is. But Mahaprabhu, what he did, there was one assembly of all the devotees and all the devotees were assembled and Mahaprabhu was speaking about Murari Gupta and he told, actually many a times Mahaprabhu tried, Murari Gupta is a great devotee, he should actually become a devotee of Krishna. Because, Krishna is Purna Leela Avatar. So why not make him a devotee of Lord Krishna? So Mahaprabhu tries different ways and means to make this Murari Gupta a devotee of Lord Krishna. So these were the things that Mahaprabhu told Murari Gupta to change his mind to start worshipping Krishna. He said, this wonderful glorification of Lord Krishna. So this much Mahaprabhu went to change his mind. So Mahaprabhu said, previously I induced Murari Gupta again and again to be attracted by Lord Krishna. I said to him, my dear Murari, Lord Krishna is Vrajendra Kumara, is a supreme sweetness, Parama Madhura. He is pure transcendental love itself. Lord Krishna is a reservoir of all pleasure. He is Sarva Rasamaya. Krishna is Sarva Rasamaya. And Krishna is a reservoir of all transcendental qualities. Sakala Sadguna. He's a mine of gems. Ratna Ratnakara. And Krishna is very expert in everything. He's Chatura. He's intelligent. Intelligent means Vidagda. And Krishna is very sober, Dhira. And like this, Mahaprabhu went on glorifying Lord Krishna so that Murari Gupta becomes a devotee of Lord Krishna. So one day when Mahaprabhu again tried his best to convert him to become a devotee of Lord Krishna, Murari Gupta heard and his mind changed. Little bit it changed, didn't change fully. And he went back home after hearing Chaitanya. Now, Murari Gupta was a pure devotee of Rama and a devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He had surrendered. He was one of the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he was a devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And can he disobey Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? No. So that day, Murari Gupta goes back and he's in a big dilemma. He's thinking, I have surrendered myself to Lord Ramachandra, and now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling me this. How can if I surrender something, I cannot withdraw. Surrender is something that you cannot withdraw. Surrender means surrender, given away. So there's no question of withdrawing. Once one temple president wanted to give up his temple presidentship because he was going through a lot of distresses and difficulties. He said to Srila Prabhupada, writes a letter to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada, I am resigning myself from the temple presidentship. Please appoint a new person. So Prabhupada says this to him, you have surrendered yourself to the Supreme Lord. Once a devotee surrenders, that is the meaning of surrender. If I surrender this to you, okay, my laptop, if I surrender to you, then can I call it back? That is the meaning of surrender. So Prabhupada reminded that devotee, you have surrendered yourself to the Supreme Lord. There is no question of withdrawing back. So we must remember, we have surrendered ourselves to the Supreme Lord, Lord Ramachandra, Lord Krishna, and we must be serving them eternally. So Murari Gupta said, I have surrendered myself to you, Lord. How can I withdraw myself from a surrender? So the whole night, Murari Gupta was crying and crying and crying. He could not sleep that entire night. And he was extremely disturbed, thinking that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling me, how can I not follow him? And if I follow him, then I have to give up the feet of Lord Ramachandra. That's not possible. So he was in a big dilemma, very distressed. So next day morning, he goes back to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And this is what he says to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He says, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I have sold my head, I have surrendered myself, I have sold my head to Lord Ramachandra. I am finding it very painful to withdraw my head back from his lotus feet. Raghunather paye mui bechi achu matha. My head I have sold at the feet of Raghunath. Raghunatha paye mui bechi achu matha. Khadite na pari matha. Mane paye vyatha. I cannot take away my feet. I am feeling extremely, a lot of pain if I have to withdraw my feet. But I have to follow your advice. How can I not follow your advice? You are telling me to surrender to Lord Krishna. And here I can't give up my surrender to Lord Raghunatha. So I found one solution. How both can happen. So what is that solution? He says there's only one solution. He says, Tate mora ei kripa koro dayamoy. So please do one favor to me, dayamoy. This is a solution he found. Not that real solution, but the solution according to him. Because both places he cannot surrender. Tate mora ei kripa koro dayamoy. Tomar age mrityu houk. Jauk samshaya. Let me die in front of you. So that all the samshaya, whether to surrender to you or to surrender to him, it all goes away. So this was the devotee, because there's no other way. You can't surrender to two people. You have to either surrender here to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu surrendering means surrender to Krishna, and surrendering or not, surrender to Raghunatha. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells him, actually Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was testing him. And he wanted to show to everyone how great a devotee Murari Gupta is. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Sadhu, Sadhu, Gupta Tomar. Sadhu, Sadhu means glorifying Murari Gupta. Sadhu, Sadhu, Gupta Tomar, Sudrida Bhajana. Amar Vachaneho, Tomar, Natalilo Mana. That even though I persuaded him, your mind did not change. You have Sudrida, Vishwasa, your bhajan is Sudrida, and I'm very pleased with you. And then Mahaprabhu tells him, Murari Gupta, you are actually an incarnation of Hanuman. So you being Hanuman, you are an eternal servant of Lord Ramachandra. Why you have to give up the lotus feet of Lord Ramachandra? I pray that from today, your devotion to Lord Ramachandra become completely firm and fixed at his lotus feet. So like this, Mahaprabhu blesses him, and Mahaprabhu did this to test Murari Gupta to see whether his devotion will shake or will waver. So in the same way, he did not waver. So Mahaprabhu glorified his devotees like that. So in the same way, we must also be very, very firm in our bhakti to Lord Krishna, in our bhakti to Lord Ramachandra, and in our devotion to Srila Prabhupada. It is said he had Sudrida Bhajana. So how we should take hold of Lord Krishna or Lord Ramachandra, for those of you who are devotees of Lord Ramachandra. Shraddha Shabde Vishwasa Kahe Sudrida Nishchaya Krishna Bhakti Kaile Sarva Karma Krita Hoya. If you do bhakti to Krishna Bhakti, Rama Bhakti are one and the same, then, and what kind of a faith that we must have? Shraddha Shabde, what is the meaning of the word Shraddha? Shraddha Shabde Vishwasa Kahe, that faith, Sudrida Nishchaya, that faith which is Sudrida, unshakable, firm, Nishchaya, with complete conviction, with complete confidence that Krishna Bhakti Kaile, if you do devotional service to Krishna with this faith, Sarva Karma Krita Hoya, that Krishna will protect me, Krishna is everything, I have no one except, I'm ready to die, I have sold my head to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Better death comes to me than I withdraw my faith, than I withdraw my surrender, than I withdraw my services. I will die serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I will die serving the instructions of Srila Prabhupada. Sarva Karma Krita. And if you have that, then all your actions will bear fruit. Everything will be successful. So that is how we must, worship the Lord. And we must pray. Today is a very nice day. We must pray to the Lord to protect us in our devotional service. So I'll end with this one. This whole verse ends with this. This Ekashloki Ramayana. This is the last ending. Koshalendro Avatannaha. Koshalendro means the king of Ayodhya, Lord Ramachandra. Avatat. Avatat means please protect me. Please, be pleased to protect me. Actually, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was in the South Indian trip, he chanted that Krishna, 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 He. Krishna, 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 He. Krishna, 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 Raksha Mam. Krishna, 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 Pahi Mam. Ram Raghava, Ram Raghava, Ram Raghava, Raksha Mam. Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Pahi Mam. Meaning he's glorifying the Supreme Lord Krishna, glorifying Lord Rama, and Raksha Mam. He's calling out to Lord Krishna, to Lord Ramachandra to protect him. And Pahi Mam, you are my maintainer. Ram Raghava, Raksha Mam, please protect me. So Mahaprabhu was chanting this mantra in his South Indian tour, Rama Raghava, and praying for his protection. And in the same way, if we also, the mantra that we have been given to us is the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. If we pray to the Supreme Lord, prayer means this chanting this Hare Krishna mantra very attentively, loudly, clearly, Krishna will protect us. So how Krishna will protect, how we will be protected by this mantra. I'll just read a few quotes of Srila Prabhupada. If you stick to the stick, you see, this is what it means, that how Murari Gupta was stuck to the feet of Lord Ramachandra. So if you stick to the principle of regularly chanting Hare Krishna and executing devotional service, Krishna will give you all protection in all circumstances of life. Not only protect you, all protection in all circumstances of life, if you stick to the principle of regularly chanting Hare Krishna. Another quote. One is supposed to be purified by taking bath and chanting the Gayatri mantra. We get purified. But the Maha Mantra is so powerful that one can chant loudly or softly, but hearing attentively, even in soft chanting. You can chant in any condition, and he is protected from all the evils of material existence. This was the conviction that Srila Prabhupada had, and by his letters, by his writings, he is passing on that conviction to us. Another quote, he writes in a letter to his devotee, always under every circumstance, remember to chant the Lord's name and remember his lotus feet. And that, now suppose, we still have doubts actually sometimes. That's why we are not able to chant. Will the Lord's name protect me? That's why when we have some difficulty, we don't have faith on the Lord's name, we start planning our own protection plan. We have our own plan. How to protect ourselves, how to do this, how to do that. So here Prabhupada is writing, always under every circumstance, remember to chant the Lord's name and remember his lotus feet, and that will protect you under every condition without any doubt. So now here, Prabhupada is giving us one formula. Now we are not able to chant Hare Krishna mantra offenselessly, but we have to chant our 16 rounds. So in this present state, Prabhupada has given us one formula, what we have to do. And what is this formula for? Formula means to achieve something. He's writing, so now you have got the formula for what? Of how to achieve very quickly the supreme perfectional stage. Perfectional stage, supreme perfectional stage, and achieve it very quickly. Supreme perfectional stage will be very difficult to attain. But here is a formula to achieve that highest state very quickly. And it is up to you if you practice it seriously. So the formula is there. We'll see the formula now. But we have to practice it seriously. So what is that? Very simple formula. If you chant daily 16 rounds, number 1, there are 3 things, 3 instructions in this formula. Second, chant daily 16 rounds and read at least 1 hour daily Srimad Bhagavatam. So all of us must read Srila Prabhupada books. And plus your other prescribed duties, never mind this or that. So this is a very practical formula that Srila Prabhupada has given us. Do your duties, never mind this or that, but 16 rounds of proper chanting and 1 hour of Srimad Bhagavatam, if we read, if you do this, if you take to this formula seriously, then the result will be, you will feel yourself becoming happy more and more. And these practices will protect you from Maya or hazy consciousness without any doubt. So this is the glory of engaging in devotional service, of chanting the holy name. So today is a very auspicious day of Lord Ramachandra's appearance. We must pray to the Supreme Lord to give us that strength, to give us this conviction. Lord Ramachandra's, Lord Krishna's name is not ordinary. Just one name is sufficient. We don't even have to chant 16 rounds. But Prabhupada is saying 16 rounds because we have not come up to that level. Otherwise, just one name. So you should be hankering for the day when I will become purified. To chant the name so that, just that one name. Namno, I'll end with this verse. The power of the name. Namno hi yavati shakti papa nirharane harehe tavat kartum na shaknoti patakam pataki naraha. This is the power of one holy name. Hanuman, he could not cross the ocean. Lord Ramachandra had to build a big bridge, engaging so many monkeys. Of course, that was a service. But when Hanuman crossed over Lanka, there was no bridge. He just chanted one name, Jai Shri Ram, crossed over the bridge, crossed over the ocean. Just see the power? Because Hanuman was chanting it like that. Pure holy name. So similarly, Namno hi yavati shakti. This verse means one holy name of Lord Rama has got so much of power that it can counteract so many sins, such a huge volume of sin, it can wash away that such a huge volume that an expert sinner cannot commit that many sins. That is the power of Lord Ramachandra's, Lord Krishna's name. So today morning, to take this holy name of Lord Ramachandra, some of you would have also participated. We performed this 108 Arunodaya Kirtans, and doing in different places in Bangalore, distributing this holy name. This is what pleases the Lord very much. And in the evening also, some devotees are doing this Arunodaya Kirtan. If you get an opportunity, please participate in chanting this Lord Rama's holy name in the evening. From 5 to 5:45, many different devotees will be coming, chanting in different groups from different locations, and they'll be assembling in the temple, and a big Maha Sankirtan will happen in the main temple hall today between 5 to 6 p.m. And you all are welcome, you all are invited. So please come in the evening and participate in this Maha Sankirtan. And in the evening festival, we have a special Rama Taraka Yagna in the evening, again where we'll be chanting the holy names of Lord Rama. And there's a special video presentation on the pastimes of Lord Ramachandra, followed by an Aarti. So all of you are invited for the evening program. Jai Shri Ram. Srila Prabhupada ki, Shri Ramachandra Bhagwan ki, Sitaram Lakshman Veer Hanuman ki, Shri Krishna Balaram ki, Nitai Gaur Premanand.